There's a storm out there, but I don't care. Yeah, I've got minds where the page. Here we go now. Minds where the page. You know you were tracking every move it makes. You know it's minds where the page. You know you won't let us all get blown away. Is it just me or is there spinach in it? There's spaghetti models and empty rum bottles, and sometimes Louis says hi. Hey, Louis. But you don't get no hurries and don't have no worries, cause we're drunk donkey nationwide. Everybody now. Minds where the page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's minds where the page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Did I ever tell you the story of the drunk donkey? Once upon a time, there was this weather woman. You can come as a pilot, you stay kind of quiet, but you know you love watching mice fade. Yes, we do. Put your chrome head shirt on, watch it live on your phone, and drink drunk donkey beer all day. Here we go now. Mice where the page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's mice where the page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Is that Blobby Bobby? I think that's Juicy Jerry. Yeah, Mike, throw a party, man.
And good morning. Holy cow, we're back home in my little desk and chair, my little comfort zone. Well, my truck's become my comfort zone, but I do like my little chair here. We've been through a lot in this little chair here together. And soon to be, my Chevrolet Silverado chair has become my second favorite chair. What was that one song, The Chair? Aaron, somebody? Was it called The Chair? Right? Is there a country song called The Chair? I think so. Ding dong. Yeah, I'm always trying to stream. I even streamed while we were driving. I did the Daily Brew from the truck. I did the Daily Brew yesterday from a Mississippi rest area. Wasn't the cleanest rest area, let me tell you. But sometimes you just gotta go. You gotta go, right? Old Blue Chair is a good one. Aaron Neville was the guy I'm thinking of. Kelsey, that's one of my most favorite songs. I even have a sign on the back porch that says Old Kenny Chesney. I like the acoustic version of Old Blue Chair because I have fallen asleep in an old chair a lot of times. Last night was the front seat of Julie's Tesla. I didn't make it from Chili's to I was so tired. George Strait has one, the chair. No, yeah. Well, it's good to be home. What a whirlwind trip I had. I don't even know. So much gets wrapped into a 2-day, 3-day event. I don't even know how to summarize it. It's incredible. From meeting local police and sheriffs and local politicians and fire, FEMA, locals. I was streaming live a couple times and people come out because they knew I was there and brought me gifts and met a couple cool dudes. You know who you are. Happy birthday up there in Morgan City. They brought me up to the top of their building. I told everybody in the live, if I don't come back, here's the address. But I made it back. They even gave me some beer, but I couldn't really drink it because, storm chasing. But that was pretty cool. I love locals. I love going to these towns and meeting the locals, even though it's during hurricanes. But everybody always has a good spirit, you know. You can't stop them, so you might as well embrace them. Old blue chair, Cindy, how's it going? You're right. Thanks, Steph Smith. Yeah, I try to keep the coverage going. The internet was a little rough driving around. I will admit it was not what I was hoping, but that's the way it goes. I did stream everything, or I recorded everything, so I got a lot of video, but it was incredible. It was crazy. We got a little stuff to talk about. Oh, yeah, 76 mile an hour, Jason, on your boat. That's pretty stout. I think one thing about this storm, when it made a lot of marsh leading up to landfall, and that, you know, so Cat 2 right at the end, there wasn't any. I need to do some homework. I don't know what happened to hurricane hunters. They had to turn around, it looked like. So we never really had any last minute data, but it definitely looked like it intensified right before landfall, the structure. One thing I learned with Louisiana, my God, trees. If you're watching my stream, I tried to cut a couple trees down, 2 or 3, not down, but clear the roadway. I was making progress, one tree at a time. Andy, if that's the next song, one tree at a time, because that was what we're trying to get from Morgan City back to Houma, and I gave up. There were so many trees down. Well, then I started dodging power lines. So the two things about chasing storms in Louisiana: trees down everywhere. There was a lot of trees, and power poles snapped, power lines everywhere, and it's like dodge. You're dodging, you know, power lines, and I had to take side roads. And don't wake up. I'm talking. Man, so we made it, you know, and did a lot of chasing and saw a lot of flooding. Oh my God. So I had police scanner this time around, and the flooding in western New Orleans and Kenner, where I was at, God, I've seen so many cars underwater and hotels, and I tried to get coverage, but I couldn't get to it in my truck, and I started walking to that car dealership, and it was 2, 3, you know, up to my knees, and it was hard walking in floodwater, and, you know, it was 1 in the morning, and I was texting my buddy Jesse up that way, and I got, you know, I just said heck with it. But there was some hotels up there. It looked like most of the cars were, you know, half the cars underwater, and it was bad, like bad flooding. Now, then I drove to Laplace, because that's where we covered Ida, and I couldn't get off the interstate. I had to back up and get back on the interstate off the grass because the water was everywhere. But it was weird going through the same areas that we covered Ida. I recognize it like it was yesterday. We did a live stream from the La Quinta. Met a local officer there that controls that parish. He gave me his phone number. Andrew, if you're listening, what's up, buddy? So it's pretty cool to have the local support. And the funniest story of the chase, I'm going to have to record it. We were leaving town, and I was in Butte, if that's how you pronounce it, and there was 2 sheriffs next to me. One of them went really slow, and I was on my live, and I'm like, he's going to pull me over. I got like TV, 4 monitors, phones, he was probably going to say, dude, what do you got in your truck? And next thing you know, the sirens go off, and I'm like, crap. And he goes over the PA, hey, Mike. So I was like, oh. So we chatted, we rolled the windows down. That was like crazy. So anyway. Ooh. So yeah, I'll be posting more stuff on it. Steph, I don't know. I know our good buddy Chad Robbins is up there supporting. A lot of the smaller towns were hit hard. You know, power's still 150,000 plus. So the rain was weird. Still storming this morning. We're going to talk about it now. You want to get down, buddy? Love you. Oh, we'll get Hunter up here in a little. Oh, crap. All right, here's Hunter. He's just standing there waiting. I told you that we have jealous dogs. Hunter was standing there mad. So everybody do a hello to Hunter, and then we're going to talk weather. I told you I was going to pick you up, buddy. What do you think about that? And then he just sits there so good because he's trying to be like his brother. He knows. He's like, he's in training. He's like, I want to be like my brother Louis, Dad. I can do it. Look, you're doing a good job, buddy. You're doing a good job. Jealous dogs. Didn't think dogs could be jealous. He was purring, by the way. All right, big shout out to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Good to be back home in Florida. The storm followed me home. I can't believe it. We passed by all our favorite ABCs. They're going down US 19. It's crazy. All the time we storm chase in Florida, I see my local ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. So felt good to be home. Francine followed me back. I got some amazing cloud video. If you saw it on my drone, I swear we had a tornado almost touching down. Vorticity was showing, and I'm like, I can't believe this. I'm 10 minutes from home, and here I am looking at a possible tornado from Francine, and it's still kind of storming now, but we'll show you some radar. But anyway, we got a couple awesome meet and greets coming up here in October at ABC, one in Winter Garden on the 9th and one in Cocoa Beach on the 10th. Okay, I'm going to be hanging out. They're going to be doing a free sampling of our brand new IPA coming out from Tampa Bay Brewing Company, Spaghetti Model IPA. Okay, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be available at ABCs across the state. And you can come say hi and hang out with me, and I'll give you $1 koozie, and you'll feel special. Something about a koozie just makes you feel good. I don't know. Here is current radar, or old radar. This is on Brian McNulty's site. Then we got current radar. This is what it looked like on approach. I'll just leave this up here a few more seconds. Brian McNulty does an awesome job of putting together old satellite loops. And so the tricky thing with Francine, it did continue that shift east. Caught a lot of people off guard, especially in the New Orleans area. And it did rain train. It slowed down, and we had, unfortunately, crazy rains, flooding rains, like totally not expected. And we talk about flooding. Flooding is the worst, okay? Like I said, I seen a couple hotels. My buddy Jesse will verify it up that way. But there was hotels in the parking lot there that bordered Interstate 10 that I tried to get to it. And when I got back around to it, the power went out. So then I didn't know what hotel it was. And water was deep. Cars were getting stranded. I'm like, I ain't doing this. But, man, you imagine waking up from a hotel and your car's flooded? I mean, that's guaranteed happened to dozens of people. The water just came down. But you can see how it slowed down. There's your eye. It got really defined at the end. It was very dry on the bottom side, typical of a shear coming in. But it packed the punch. We had a bunch of tornado warnings, a couple of them verified. Here's another look at the radar as it came in. You can see that eye wall got really developed at the last second. Had some dry air on the bottom side, but that big surge just sat right here, man, south of the Baton Rouge area, and brought a ton of rain. And there you go. Here's what it looks like currently. Look at that, still spinning. Look at that sucker. So there you go. It's still got spinach. It's not, obviously it's not named anymore, but it's smack dab over top of Missouri and Tennessee there. Going to bring a lot of rain to Alabama today. We got flooding rains, unfortunately, for Alabama today. As this tails wrap around, it's going to be concentrated right here. So unfortunately, it's going to be a wet weekend across the southeast because of leftover Francine. And there you go. Still got some spin. Check it out on this. Now, this is even crazier. This is your lower level wind map. Look at that. Crazy. Still massive low pressure area spinning away. And it's bringing moisture through the Gulf. And I'm going to show you. So if you're wondering why it's raining down in Florida, it's all influence from old, what's she calling for? Jill, I don't know if you're watching. There's no weather over there. The EOC's calling me. But that's crazy, right? Look at that, man. Look at that. That's Francine. Look at that sucker spinning away. Massive spin, right? Crazy. Power outages. Looking at the Furman power equipment power outage map. We got lower part of Louisiana here, obviously. Terrebonne County, almost 100,000 or almost 100% of the population without power. 27,000 in the county, 21,000 without. That's basically landfall. And obviously, a lot of those areas are going to be a while because of what I saw. A lot of power poles down, a lot of lines down, a lot of trees down. So it'll take a while to get to them all. So that's kind of where we're at. Tennessee's got a little bit of power. Alabama's got a little bit of power. Out West Virginia is not affected by our storm at all. So, and Bama got back or Mississippi got back pretty good. 1,000 out without Mississippi. So Louisiana's obviously going to take the most time to get back to normal. There with 100,000 plus out without power. All right, here's current radar. This is kind of wild. Look at that. I mean, you can follow the spin. There's your low, right? Look at these. Look at this. This is nuts, man. It always amazes me the days after a tropical system, we still get influence here as storms wrap around. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? I mean, you could technically say that that's part of Francine still. So we're definitely getting some big rains down there. Parishes. Yeah, I know, Kane. Hey, I actually had to learn about parishes. Did I say county? I'm sorry. I can hear all the Louisianans right now making fun of me. This old Florida boy. I was Googling parishes because when I wanted to listen to the police scanner radio, I had to find out what parish I was in. So some of my well, I don't know where all my. Oh, I was searching on my other phone, but I was Googling, like, what Morgan City, what parish is Morgan City in, because I wanted to make sure I had the correct. Oh, here you go. What parish Homa in, or Homa? God, I knew I was gonna mess that up one day again. Homa. I asked a million times to make sure I said it right, and I went back to Homa because somebody put hummus, and I saw HU, but it's Homa. So now Homa's a part of me because I stayed there overnight, met a lot of locals in Homa. So I could say now that I officially am a Louisiana expert, except when it comes to saying counties and not parishes. So Terrebonne. That's a cool name, by the way. Terrebonne. All right, so there's your current radar, and that's going to continue. Look at this. We got storms brewing here across, it's crazy, right? Tropical troubles. Are you watching? Morgan, you got storms going through Crestview right now and coming up. Got Big Bend area flooding in the Apalachicola area, flooding up here in middle Georgia. So it's still pumping. Here's the rain map showing you today. Flooding rains all the way through Birmingham. Big old spot. Tomorrow, unfortunately, yellow through Sunday morning. A little less on Sunday, but flooding rain's still going to continue from old Francine. And we can still get 6 to 8 inches across parts of Alabama. That's why we have the flooding there. So there's your rain map expected for next couple days. All right, latest tropics. There we go. That is it. We are officially on the bottom. We are on the top of the roller coaster going down now. Peak of the season was September 10th. I was up there for it. But now we're on the downhill slide. Season's going this way now. Doesn't mean anything. Some of our worst storms, unfortunately, have been in late September and October. Okay, so we still got to really hold our breath here and watch tropics closely. Florida's armpit. Is that what the locals call it up there? Home a TV station lost broadcast. What's up, Ryan Anderson? What's up, Jason Triplet? Terrebonne. I love that name, Terrebonne. I mean, it still sounds like a T-bone steak. I'm not sure why they call them parishes. It's an old thing. Kane, what's the history on parishes? I'm sure there's some history there. I did get to eat some gumbo, though. I did get a little chicken and shrimp gumbo. It was really good. So here is the current map. All right, a lot of stuff brewing. We're going to talk a lot about the Carolinas. No, first off, if you're looking at this right there, there's nothing to be worried about, okay? While we were gone, we were tracking Invest 92, Invest 94. We had two big red blobs at one time in the Atlantic, and they were like this, remember? At one time, we had those going on. And hopefully I was calming enough to let everybody know what I was seeing and what the models were showing, that they didn't look like they were going to be much. And if they were something, they were going to curve. But man, I tell you, I saw a million posts, I'm really worried about this one. I'm really worried about that one. And I get it, because you see something there, but you got to trust what you're seeing with the modeling. And they fizzled. And we got this little bitsy little yellow thingy, wingy, dingy thingy, whatever. That's Invest 94. That's a 4. Looks like a 1. Then we got Tropical Depression 7. Then we're going to get right into this. So let's do that really quick. This little guy, 20%. Here's what it looks like. This is what it looks like right here. So it is bringing... Nope, that ain't it. That's 07. Hold on a minute. I'm one storm ahead of myself. There we go. Oh, man, I haven't flip-flop. Oh, no, I have it right. What the hell's going on here? Why do I have spaghetti models here? Oh, that's not the right models. They haven't updated yet. Anyway, there's 94. So we had some rains for the islands, Virgin Islands this morning. Right? Anybody from the Virgin Islands, right? You felt it last day or so. Invest 94 starting to fizzle out a little bit. Models aren't showing anything with it. It's surprisingly, here we are in September, right? And we had 2 waves in the Middle Atlantic that normally would be something to watch, and both of them fizzled out. This one's dealing with some shear. You can see it. The thing that stands out more than anything is we got no spin. And the intertropics convergence zone here that we normally see so defined is not. And it's just, tropical systems rely on this line that typically has winds down, winds up, creating a spin, but we don't have that. And that's what took Francine so long to develop here once it crossed the Yucatan. But just a whole mess out there right now. So I don't know. Models aren't showing much with it. Here's a lot of dry air maybe around it. I don't know. And you got this upper level trough thingy coming down. It's going to bring a lot of wind shear, and here it is. And I don't know, man. It's just ain't looking too healthy. So we'll, no stress on that. I'm gonna look at all the models with you here in a second, but it's nothing. Then TD7 hasn't been named yet, but this is what we got on this one. Nothing. Might be a storm. Then it's gonna weaken. Look at this. We might be a storm, and then we're gonna weaken. Then we're gonna come back to a storm. So they're saying the Atlantic's just got no supportive environment right now. Eventually it looks like it's going to go north. So no worries on TD7. I feel bad. I didn't post a lot about it, and usually when I don't post about something, it's not imminent. But then I feel guilty because I see posts. Why aren't you talking about this? And I'm like, then I'm like, damn it, I should have been talking about this. But now you see why I haven't been talking about this. Okay, so I don't feel. I think when you talk about something too much, the hype comes up a little bit, and we had to worry about Francine in the short term. So anyway, there's TD7. Enough about that. I want to show you all the models here in a second. All right, so let's close some things out. What's this? Okay, we got that. And then we got this little spot. So let's get into that. This is 30%. Could be named, could not be named. It looks like it'll stay weak. It's off of an old frontal line. Let's go back to our wind map again. I didn't mean to close it, I guess. I should have left it up. But this is why. This is an old front. You can kind of see what's going on over here right now currently. It's sloppy. This is what we're talking about with you need a little bit more competing winds to get spin. Can't get a top spinning without double motion. If you just push a top one way, you need think of a top. And that's kind of what we got brewing. Maybe a little circulation here, but again, there's a lot of wind shear, but there is a little spin. But then you go to 850, and I don't know. So anyway, let's say what it could be then. I don't know, but I ain't worried about it. Be some possible big rains maybe. So let's look at the rain totals first. Let's look at this will paint the picture on rain more than anything from whatever that is off the Atlantic coast. So let's go to North Carolina, because that seems to be the good enough map. We can see everything. So maybe South Carolina. Let's see South Carolina. No, I wish they had more of a mid-Atlantic thing. We got I thought we had Mid-Atlantic. No. Central U.S. Mid-Atlantic. But then it doesn't show South Carolina. So Southeast, maybe. This might be better. All right. Here's 7-day rains through Friday of next week. So if I just progression, I will just slow it down like this. So here's your rains. This is rainfall through Saturday morning. You can just watch it increase. That's Carolina right here. So through Saturday tomorrow, we can have an inch or two. That's just an old frontal line hovering, and it's just gradually going to come up. Maybe Tuesday we could have accumulated rains 3, 4, 5 inches. That area, I guess, kind of needs it. I've been reading. Here's rainfall through Thursday, so you can see the rains are the Carolinas. That so far is the theme of whatever's trying to get going down there. Latest drought map. Oh, I don't know. You don't really need it. I thought I read we need it, but you don't really need it. Maybe some need it, but we don't have any extreme drought, put it to you that way. Okay, so here's what the GFS is cooking. Let's look at everything. So we got 3 areas we're going to focus on. This is tropical tidbits. We got TD7 right here. We have 94 here, and then we got this here. So you can see the general idea. Nothing. Watch this little spot here through the week. This is Saturday morning. Remember, these are pressure maps. Lower the pressure, more the storms. By the way, I had this cool little device from Sensor Push that I bought, and it was awesome. It tracked my pressure, and I recorded 979 as I was in the eye of Francine, 979. So that was pretty low. So lower the pressures. The bluer the blues are more organized. And here's TD7. There's a little thingies spitting off the front. Here's 1009. So the theme has been, this is Monday. Notice TD7's kind of gone. And then it makes a shoreline Tuesday. But it's 1005. Then it kind of just hovers around there. I mean, so again, lingering front, it seems to be more of it. There could be a little window. It could possibly try to develop. There's a high pressure to the north that tries to develop. This high pressure is going to end up doing this, and high pressures will push it back this way. So that's why it's going to linger and then go back. But that's nothing. I mean, notice nothing else out here. Caribbean spot, nothing. A lot of wind shear coming down, so wow, right? Let's zoom in now since we kind of established there's nothing else to worry about. Here's overnight GFS, a little tighter, 1,998. So there is a window it could possibly become tropical stormish, subtropical-ish if it's big. This would be Tuesday, so there's a lot of wind shear, but the effects would be the same. Little gusty winds. Nothing showing up strong. Not a lot of time. There will be wind shear coming down. A lot of wind shear. We don't really see. It's kind of frontal line induced actually. There's a lot of upper level winds with this thing. No real sign that there's a window of favorable conditions to try to develop. So not too concerned with it as far as organization goes. Latest Euro just shows that front lingering to Tuesday. There's your front line Tuesday, and it kind of bubbles it and bounces it back a little bit. There's a little little low. This is Wednesday. So, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia area right there. I mean, it could hang out, bring some extra rain. The latest Euro isn't doing anything with it, obviously. Yesterday's 12Z Euro, just rains. It's just here's that front line. This is the front that lifted up Francine. It's still lingering. This is Monday. It just tries to, bubble up a little bit and go north. So the point of today's live is Drink coffee when you're tired. Be very political when it comes to phones and have an Apple and an Android. And thank Roy's for sending me a gift bag of shirts for the girls, me, and a gift card. So thanks, Roy's. I'm looking at my desk here. Show and tell time. Just like I need a reason to go to Steenhatchee, right? All right, so the theme of this live is don't stress about anything in the tropics at this point. How about that? There's a lot of buzz about the Carolinas. A lot of people really like to talk about what's next, but it just right now the what's next doesn't seem like it's anything to really talk about. So I'm gonna look at some ensembles here in a second. We'll look at it. Here's the icon through Wednesday, and it keeps it offshore a little bit. So it's just this lingering front, man. It's crazy, man. Look at this thing. It's just gonna hang out. It ain't going nowhere. You can verify that. I didn't even look, but I'm hoping I'm right. Service charts here. So here's tomorrow. There's our front line. Comes back into play. Here's Saturday. Or today's Saturday. Tomorrow's Saturday. Here's Sunday. There's Sunday. There's our front line. Let's look at some rainfall, too, for the week. And then here's the rest of the week. There's our front, low pressure. They show low pressure, but it's more just the front line. So, you know what? Our rain chances might be up. There's our front. Front, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This sucker ain't going out. This is like a true snowbird front. It's come to Florida, and it don't want to leave. Leave us alone. Daily rainfall totals. We can see about this old lingering front here. Drum roll. A lot of anticipation on this graphic. Apparently, let me close a bunch of windows here. It's trying to come up. There we go. QPF page. Day number 1. Ooh, there it is. Day number 1. All right, so here's your rainfall today. Lots of rain across the southeast here. Alabama, Tennessee. I'm not going to name all the states. We all took geography. There's lingering fronts here for these 2 states. Carolinas. When I say Carolinas, I'm talking about both states. Usually I'll get someone, which one? I'm like, both. Because I have an S at the end. I took English. It's the only thing I remember. I still need to know. This is a very important question. This is coffee question time, okay? Hey, Mike. I'm going to run down to Walmart, and Emily's going to the mall. Do you want to go with... That's what Julie says. Do you want to go with? What's the word after with? I freeze when I hear that comment because I'm like, with, like, do I want to go with you, with Emily? What do you mean? Do you want to go with? And then she hears me because she says I don't say it. It's a Minnesota thing, you know. Like, hey Julie, I'm gonna go see mom and dad. You want to go with me? That's what I say. I don't say, hey Julie, I'm going to see mom and dad. You want to go with? With what? Do you want to go with your purse? Do you want to go with? Do you want to go with the? Do you want to go with the dog? What do you want to go with? So it's a northern thing. Do you want to go with? Then I'm like on the edge of my seat. With what? You want to go with your Roy's new shirt that you just bought or got? You want to go with Louis? I don't know. It just drives me crazy. You want to go with? And I would just stop. I'm like, what? What? You want to go with? With what? I don't know. I want to know. I want to know answers. Anyway, hey, I got you a new umbrella. Do you want to take it with? With what? With me? Anyway. Lingering front, leftover Francine rains. That's the story here for today. Tomorrow, there's your rains lingering across the south. Coastal rains in the Carolinas. A little bit of random rains through Florida. You know, we'll look at a PWAT map here, precipitable water. It's not going to be a washout in the Florida Peninsula or Panhandle, but there's going to be a little increased rains because of the PWAT in place. Here's Sunday rains. There's those lingering. That's a lingering frontal line left over from Francine, just hanging out. And there's your coastal rains on Sunday. Here's Monday. There is that juice coming up, possibly. That little heavier rains on Monday. So if you're wondering when the heaviest rains are going to reach the coastal areas, would be Monday and Tuesday. This is Tuesday. A little bit more on Wednesday. Front's just kind of hanging out there. And then Thursday. So look at that. I hope nobody has a weak plan on the eastern seaboard there. So cute watching Louis make his bed, man. Dogs are crazy. He pounces and he makes his little bed. And so cute. Dogs are people. PWAP. I want to see the moisture in the maps here. Let's take a look at the PWAP. PWAP is not an old 50s song. You ever see that movie Pop? Something with that Hugh Smith guy or somebody? It was an awesome movie, man. Like an 80s something pop. K-pop. What the heck was it? Pop something. It was an awesome movie. I loved it. It was all 80s kind of themed. So let's take a look at the precipitable water. This is the amount of moisture in the atmosphere. So here's now. A lot of moisture across the state here in Florida. So here's that front line tonight, later tonight. Red's a lot of juice in the air. So we definitely have increased rain chances here across the southeast today. This is Friday afternoon, Friday night. And we can look at that here. Let me go look at this real quick. Let me look at rainfall percentages here for today. Anytime you see high PWAT values, you know you're going to have high rainfall percentages. That's just the amount of moisture in the air. And let's see if I can zoom in on Florida. It's not as well. It's 50, 60, 70%. That's a lot. So most of the states in about 50, 60, 70% chances of rain today. This is your rain chances. So I thought it'd be higher than that, actually. Let's see what we are. Let's see what the old NWS is saying. National Weather Service. I like my police scanner. When I was streaming, it's only 50%. 50%. See, that's about right. Let's go to Lake City. I don't know why I picked Lake City, but it's probably about 60% because of the PWAP values. There's Lake Charles. We don't want Lake Charles. Lake City. All right. No, it's 80%. That's why I'm not a weatherman. 60 tonight. That's what I was saying. 60% tonight. I wasn't talking about this afternoon. I was talking about tonight. And I was talking about Saturday too, 60%. That's how a good weather person fixes it with, but I meant. All right, here's tomorrow's Saturday. A little less tomorrow, but still a lot of red. That's your moisture. Pretty much just kind of showing you yellows and reds just increase moisture. There is a little bit of that low back. So this is next Friday. We're going to have a little chance of some. Look at that low. Isn't that weird looking? That low comes back down the frontal line. See that? Kind of spins down some dry air. That could mean some pretty cool temperatures here Friday. Look at that. It's dry. Let's look at the old humidity map here for Friday. Well, first off, let's look at we really don't have it. But here's your dry air coming down. Look at that. That's Thursday and Friday. So it'll feel coolish. Is that a word? Coolish? It's almost Halloween time. Man, I am so ready to put up some Halloween stuff. So that's with dry air coming down possibly at the end of the week here. So it might feel nice across the southeast for some. Let's see what the daily low would be on Friday. 60s. There's Friday, Saturday night. Look at that. Friday night, low 60s. Not bad, right? Yeah, we got 60s down in Florida. What is that? Is that really true? What? Is that possible? 60s for Florida? I'm fixing to make a post go viral here. 60s in Tampa? I'm thinking of that salsa commercial. New York City? That's why I went to marketing. My brain thinks like that. Look at that. Oh my God. 60s Saturday morning. Wow. That's pretty chilly. We might even have some 50s popping. Well, sometimes the Euro's overexcited. Let's see what the National Weather Service says. We'll verify with the big dogs here at National Weather Service. I went up there solo, and all I had was my NOAA weather radio, and I got to know the voice very well. It's trying to load. Come on, NOAA. What's going on here? Loading slow. Come on. I notice the NOAA maps take a little while sometimes to load. There we go. Wait a minute. It's Thursday. Wait a minute. Oh, it doesn't go out that far. They only go out 7 days. Let's see what the GFS says. Well, we don't want to do ensemble. Let's go regular GFS. Because it's easier to read. Florida, low temps here. Minimum temperatures for Saturday. And drum roll. Friday. Ooh, a little less than the euro. Still showing 69 maybe. We'll keep an eye on it. It's definitely cool in the panhandle though for this weekend coming up. How you like that? So anyway, we'll see what y'all are saying. I'm in shock, Brandy. 60s. Sherry says, SLECA, are you? Yes. Let's, Homa and Gibson. Thank you, Sherry Pie. I know we got a lot of linemen out there working. Shelly, you keep, Shelly, you got hidden. Because you said hype. David, I would have loved to stop by, but I was on a rush to get home. I had to get home last night, so. Plus, I was extremely tired. And I didn't shower, so I would have been dirtier than usual. I want to show you the ensembles before I forget, and then we'll talk for a while. But there's your, I'll just leave it up here. This is your 10-day ensembles, okay? Everything in a nutshell. I'm not going to go past 10 days. As much as I love to look at long range, like long range, it's been wrong so much this year that I would just be creating unneeded fiction. But here's TD7 curving away. There's Bermuda. Here's whatever coastal. And I am not going to go to Carolinas for this one. I'm sorry. Unless it turns into a little something. But it's just going to be rain. Rain with a name. Isn't that what my boy Josh says? Osh. OMG, it's Wix. Isn't that what he says? Rain with a name. Josh, ham radio, not yet. I'm trying to learn it. I don't know. I really don't know anything about it. I don't know what to do. That's why I got the Police Scanner app, so I can at least listen to something and not have to think. Shelly Brown, what's up? Stephanie Stokes, good to see you, man. Ma'am. I say man. You know I don't mean, I always say that. I met Stephanie at the Gulf Coast Jam. Man. Say hey to everybody in Panama City. Steph Smith's going to Lake City. I picked Lake City. I don't know. Look at everybody's like, I don't know why I picked Lake City. That popped in my head. There you go, Julie. Julia, hey, Julie. There's a very smart person in our chat. Her name's Julia Osterloh. Hope I said your name right. She says, the Indiana says, with me. So, you're wrong. Let me show you some of the roads I was on. I feel like I want to share one little story here. Google Maps. Let me pull it up over here. Man, there's a lot of sheriffs, man, in Mississippi, right before, or Alabama, right before the state line. Holy crap. They were out in droves, man. Hiding in the bushes. I haven't seen that since the Georgia days. So here's the Louisiana map, which now I'm one day I'll be that guy on Jeopardy that can name that. I'll be Southeast Geography for 500. Ryan. And I'll probably get it wrong. You know what I would get wrong? Pronunciation of southern cities. Ryan, I'll take that for 100. Popular vacation town in the southern parts of Louisiana that begins with H. I'd be Humma. No, that's incorrect. It's Homa. You know, when I was doing my Aaron Burnett interview a couple years ago for Idalia, I was calling Steinhatchee, and boy, the locals got so mad at me. And I didn't really, I drove by US 19 my whole life, but, they're like flyover states. These are drive-by cities. You don't ever know about them. Well, now I know about them. But for my interview on national news, I was a one-man band in my park, and I had a tripod with my phone because that's how we connected with Cisco. And I took a piece of paper, and I wrote Steinhatchee, Steeeen, underlined it, Hatchie, because I didn't want to mess it up on national news. I couldn't remember. Well, then I put them in order. Steinhatchee. All these little towns. We had Keaton Beach, Horseshoe Beach, Cedar Key. And I wanted to make sure I kept them all in order because I didn't want to say them out of order because I was talking about my trip down, talking about the flooding. So I had to have a little cheat sheet. So here's where we drove. Here's Homa. So what I did was I wrote it out in Morgan City, and then this little road. Let me show you the road that was all messed up. I can't remember the road, man. All the trees were down. So I met my local buddies here across the river here, and then that bridges were fascinating. This one-lane bridge they're renovating. This was a huge bridge, but I hung out here. That's the guys right there. GJ Curbside. Boy, that's a tongue twister. So those guys are cool. They had me come up and we hung out for a little bit. And this is a neat little street here. They have so many little levees to protect if the rivers rise. So that was really neat. This is where all the news media was hanging out. And I went on this side. This is where I hung out. Did a couple videos from the lighthouse. I found an opening. One of these gates was open. This one right here. So I hung out here for a while. They had me go on a cool little trip here to the boat ramp, and I was able to cross the levee. Can't remember now where the heck it was, but somewhere over here. There's a boat ramp about right here. Maybe now I'm all confused. It was this road right here. And then we took River Road. Oh, now I'm drawing a blank. I remember this road here. It's a red light. And we took this road here to the end. I thought it was right here. and we made a left. Went around here. I thought, oh, there's the boat ramp. That's where I was at. That's where I saw the catfish, everybody. Y'all, we shared that story. Some dude came walking by, looked like a shark. He had a catfish, had to be 3 foot tall, and he threw it back in the river. So we actually drove over. This is a levee right here. We drove over the levee to get to this little boat ramp. That was kind of neat. But when I left Morgan City, I took this road here over the bridge. This is where I got some crazy footage with the winds here on the 90. Where did I go? I can't remember now. I took 90 for a while, and then I took a side road. I think might have been this 182 here. I hung out at a gas station. Yeah, anyway, one of these roads, man, all the trees were down. There was a lot of population though. Oh, maybe that was it. Maybe it was right here. No, that wasn't it. Might have been this Bayou Road here. Might have been Bayou Black Road. I think this is the one with all the trees down. So I came back to here. Try to make it back to Houma. This is all. There was a lot of trees down on 90, but it was a big road. So then when I started getting, Gibson, there's where we were. That was probably the food mart right here. That's where I parked it. Because then I was going to take more back roads. So the Gibson here is where I took 20, it looks like. I think that's where I took 20. Yeah, right here. That's the one with the gas station that I was at. So I parked right here, watched this for a while. A bunch of trees fell down while we were filming right here, Bayou Black Road. Oh, that was the road. That was the road with all the trees down. This one right here, Bayou Black. That was the one that I had to come back on. And then we took this. And as we came back, I think we tried to take, I keep saying we, but I was solo. Yeah, I went to Chauvin. Is that how you pronounce that? But when we drove into Houma, there was no power. But I did, in the middle of the night, like a dummy, I wanted to go down these roads. So I took this little 55. No, I took this road here, 56, and went through Chauvin, and I think I made it all the way down to about here. And I got tired of dodging power lines. Power lines everywhere. Hanging, dangling on the road, poles down. Stuff was still flying. The wind started coming back in too. So when I drove back this way, the eye shifted and the winds are starting to come in this way. And this is all water right here. Well, then the water started coming back over the road. And I'm like, I better get out of here because the winds were coming in, pushing that water back, the backside of the eye. So I'm like, I better get out of here. I was trying to make it all the way to the end here. So I don't know how they fared. But anyway, so I went back. And then the journey began to try to get back because all these roads had trees down. So when I finally got back to my old stomping grounds here of the Ida days, I went off this 90 in Raceland here. No, I think I took the 310 into the city. There's the 310. Where's the 310 right here? There's 310. This is where my buddy Cop pulled me over right here, just leaving my hometown of La Quinta, where I rode out Ida. He's like, hey, I took the 310 in, and oh my God. This is where, so this reminded me, we had trees down across 310. But once we got into I-10, this is the areas right here that all these buildings were underwater, or the cars, right here. This little stretch right here. This is Kenner. And I was driving Interstate 10, there's 10 right here. It says 61, but it's actually 10, I believe. Maybe it's not 10. Well, yeah, it's 10. It has to be 10. Where the hell's 10 at? Oh, way up here. Did I take 10 in? I can't remember now. Oh, I took 10. What am I talking about? Yeah, because I went by the airport. Never mind. Well, it's the same story. All these buildings. Sorry. All these cars and all these little areas here were just so much water. And then I started seeing this. This is where I was talking about with the cars, with the hotels and stuff. Just looking over, just seeing water after water after water after water. It was unbelievable. This hotel here and extended stay. These are the ones I'm like, there's just water everywhere. All these places. You know, I tried to get out. Here's the Chevy dealership. I went to Chick-fil-A. It's right here. Here's the Chevy. This intersection was underwater right here. This Veterans and Williams. There was cars everywhere. I counted like 8 stranded cars. They were just getting out of them. Water came up so quick. This is all underwater. Where's my Chevy? There's Edwin Watt. There's a Chevy dealership right here somewhere. Volkswagen. Maybe they changed the name. Oh, there it is. Best Chevrolet. So that video I took of the cars, they were all underwater right here. I started walking, but it was so deep, I just gave up. But I wanted to get back here because this is where all these cars were. It looked like they were all underwater right here. In this hotel. There's a hotel and there's a mall. And so anyway, that's where all that was. And Highway Patrol was blocking so many of these exits because then I tried to get off over here and the water was all underwater here. And it was like everything was underwater. It was like, what the hell? All these little exits were underwater. This whole area was underwater. So then I got the hell out of there. And that was it. That was about 2 in the morning. So that was a trip. 3rd time chasing a hurricane in Louisiana. Hopefully it didn't give anybody too much damage. It definitely helped weakening on, impact in that dry air helped the backside at least. So it wasn't like a true double whammy with, you had the top side and then that was pretty much it. So it was a hurricane cut in half as far as impacts go. Winds were still there, but at least the bad weather was still eaten up by that dry air. It was kind of, oh crap, that was my mouse. I thought it was my phone. I don't want to go get a new phone today, but it's kind of like an upside down U as it came up. So there's my journey. You enjoy it? I made it home. I don't remember oh, now my Google's messed up. There we go. I don't remember the Mississippi. I was going to film Mobile Bay. It was all underwater, but I think it's always that way, right? All this was closed off. There's all these little roads exiting here, but every hurricane when I come home, it's the same story. This area gets all flooded, and it was flooded yesterday morning. They took me on a wild goose chase, so I was going to stay at a rest area last night, and the damn thing was closed, or 2 nights ago. I think it was 56. I was like, oh, it's right here. 50. Oh, there's the Space Center. That's where I stayed at. So it was this. Right here. 55, is that right? There's a rest area anyway, and it was closed. Oh, how much? I don't remember. Interstate 10. Hold on a minute. It was 50. I thought it was 56. Alabama. I don't know. Anyway, it really cut into my sleeping schedule because I had to. That's where I stayed at. I thought the Space Center. I don't know. Thought it was the Welcome Center. Yeah. I was delirious like I am now. So anyway, that's it for me. I know there's a lot of linemen up there working hard on recovery and power, and I know OSR is up there. Hello, Tammy, if you're watching. Tammy's been posting they get hired by all the local governments and linemen and cities, and they're the First ones on the scene, damage assessors, so they bring their teams in, and we got Brian there from Mooring Disaster Restoration. They're camped out somewhere in New Orleans area. They're helping big corporate disaster recovery. Coastal Claims will be up there helping you out with any insurance adjusting that you need, because you need to have somebody on your side, and they're masters with hurricane and storm help for sure. So they'll take care of you if need be, and we'll get through it. Lodging Solutions got a camp set up somewhere out there. I saw they were posting. They set up their tent cities for everybody and their base camps, and provide lodging and food and toilets and basically home away from home for so many thousands of linemen that are there right now currently. So we have some amazing partners up that way that are there working hard to get life back to normal for everybody. And it'll come. So hey, what's up, Miss Paul and Jeanette? Oh, Shelly's starting a list. Shelly, I needed my list. So my brother, check this out. So my story with the pressure, my dad used to have a wall-mounted barometric pressure, and I remember growing up, he would always tap it. And I never really knew what the hell it was. I just knew that my dad always was tapping this thing on the wall, Like, who cares? Well, here's the pressure readings from my trip. That was pretty wild, man. It went down to 979. And the whole, everything, there's two things that control weather: the jet stream and pressure. You can learn everything you probably want to know on that. Well, my brother bought me this, my dear old brother. That's a compass. I have a pressure one somewhere. Oh, here it is. Well, I'm going to hang this up too. Screw it. So he brought me this. Is it working? Stuck. Oh, there it is. Fine. So I got this a real ship compass that you can set an angle and do all kinds of stuff with from the old days. Because you never know when you need a real compass, right? So I'm going to put this in my trunk, north that way. This is so cool looking, and I'm gonna put this in my truck. So I don't remember who got me this. Who bought me this pressure thing? I think it was my brother too. So this is a real old time barometric pressure gauge that I'm gonna put in my truck. I think it'd be awesome to put this in my truck. So I'm gonna mount this inside my truck somewhere, alongside a ship compass, man. I'm slowly turning Storm Chaser into like an old time weather truck. So I can't wait to do that. So it's not really been a bad season, Mikey. There's been 4 hurricanes. I know they're just weird, But technically, we've had 4 hurricanes. One did not hit Bermuda. That was my turnaround Bermuda Triangle experience. Chauvin. All right, Jennifer, we got you. Chauvin, not Chauvin. Chauvin. How did they do, by the way? I know Reed was down that way. Priscilla, yeah, it'll be neat. I'm play rings, Mike. I know. Shelly got me those one time. We got the Fisher Price toy. I don't know if I'm gonna put this in the truck though. We have nothing to talk about with stacking right now, so nobody ever talked to me on my CB. I did hear one time. I did hear chatter on there actually. One time somebody was talking. Thank you, Miss Sherry. No power in Pierre. 7 to 10 days. 15 inches of rain in Apalachicola. Oh my goodness. You got more coming. Thank you, Miss Sherry Pie. I appreciate that. Gretna, what was it like? Where's that at? Do I have my maps up here anymore? Where the heck's Gretna at? Give me an idea. Let me find it on the map here. I want to... Is it a little town? There's Gaydon. That's where I wrote out Zeta. No, Delta. We wrote out Delta and Gaydon. I wrote out Zeta and God, bear with me. I can't remember now. We always have somebody pops in from there. We'll see how many true MWP fans we got. Where the heck did I write out Zeta? Because I think I messed the name up there a lot too. Juanita, that's around New Orleans. How bad was it? Was it bad? There's Kenner. That's where we were with the rain. I tried to go back to Laplace, and they were totally bombarded with rain. I couldn't get off the exit. It was bad, man, getting off Interstate 10 there. There's Gretna. I see it right there. There you are. Right there. I found you. I can't remember where the hell I was now. I spent a lot of time in Louisiana. Thibodeau, our waitress. Remember, Julie, where they were talking, the waitress talking about Thibodeau last night? Oh, the Dean was talking about Thibodeau. Yeah. That's where she worked. Well, the good thing about surge, other than this poor little area right down here that got hit south of Houma, these little towns, most of the surge doesn't reach the bigger cities. The marsh definitely helps a lot of that. I was in Guidon, yep, Cameron. I was near Cameron. Stephanie, that's a good idea. I need a storm tracking map. Bonnie, no, I slept in my truck. I love my truck. You know, it is my comfortably numb. I just love it. Like I joke about it, but I have a pillow from Sarah. I got a blanket. You know, I can take my contacts out. I got a toothbrush. And there's just something about it. I don't know, man. I just love it. Sleeping in my truck. Just for one night. I don't think I would want to do it for that more than 2 nights. I cannot. I'm just completely drawing a blank where the hell I was. You know, I was kind of a rookie back then. I didn't really know what I was doing. Still don't know what I'm doing. Let's see, Hurricane Zeta. Track. Oh, let's see. Here's National Weather Service. Here's the track of Zeta. Yeah, I'm just drawing a blank, man. I don't know where the hell I stayed at. Definitely wasn't landfall. Now I won't be able to sleep until I figure it out. Slidell. Jeez, that's where I was at. Right here. Okay, that's where I parked it. Off of 10 there. Okay, now I can sleep at night. So, that's right, Mikey. That's me. Oh, Mike, yeah, it'll track you too. That's true. Well, all right. Well, hey, it's a quiet weekend. Truck stops have showers. They do, Christine. That's true. That's true. Well, these things are quiet, so we're gonna be back. Oh, Muffin, they do. I didn't even know they had an office there. See, I was destined to go there, I guess. They have an NWS office. Had no idea. But we'll be back Monday, so we'll be back for Daily Brew Monday, 9:19 Eastern. All right, I'm gonna post a few things on the trip here through the weekend. I'm gonna find some clips, anything I can find that might be interesting to post. So appreciate you watching, as always, and have a great, fun weekend, whatever you do. We might be going to see Luke Bryan. That's all Sarah wants to do. So I might be going over to Ticketmaster now and trying to find some tickets because she literally knows every song. Like, she can sing every Luke Bryan song there is. So that's our plan for the weekend. All right. So see you Monday.